Yo, what it do, world? It's your boy Cyph from the Bathala Project, also known as David Lazaro. This is a question and answer session with Baybayin.com. One love to Christian Cabuay, and his blog correspondent is Cassanova. Alright, let's get into this.
It's a shame that I'm a Filipino living in the Philippines my whole life, but I'm not aware of Baybayin. For a noob like me, how will you differentiate Baybayin from Alibata, since you mentioned on your site that they aren't the same?
Did I? If I did, I'm sorry for the misinformation. On my site, I mentioned Baybayin is incorrectly known as Alibata, but they are indeed the same thing. But Alibata isn't exactly the correct term to be using, as Hector Santos would explain. In 1914, the newer term Alibata was introduced by Dean Paul Versosa of the University of Manila. He claims the term comes from Alif, Ba, and Ta, the first three letters of the Manguindanao arrangement of the Arabic letters. He did not explain, however, why he chose a totally unrelated writing system to name the script. Because Baybayin is an abugida system, which is a syllabary writing system that uses diacritic indicators to change the vowel sound, it's really nothing like the Arabic writing system, which is its own system on its own. But I suppose the word Alibata simply just rolls out the tongue a lot more. Alibata, 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 Alibata. And it's also easier to read than the word Baybayin. I mean, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right half the time. Baybayin, Baybayin, Baybayin. So all of this may attribute as to why the term Alibata is known more than the true form Baybayin, but they are indeed the same thing. However, when referring to a piece of Filipino history and heritage, then it'd probably be best to use the correct term to further proliferate fact over fiction.
Why the Bathala Project?
Like many Filipinos, I was raised a Catholic. But like many second-generation Filipino Americans, I became a skeptic. Before the Spaniards introduced Christianity and the word Dios, which would later become synonymous for the word God in Tagalog, the ancient Filipinos used to use the word Bathala or Bahala to describe their supreme being. While I was searching for information about pre-Christian Filipinos, I stumbled across the website Duha by Baybayin Jewelry, which led me to this fantastic article called Bahala Meditation, and was written by Perla Ramos Paredes Daly. It's a dope article explaining about the original Filipino word for God, Bahala or Bathala, and the Baybayin characters that comprise it, and the deeper spiritual meanings to say the word Bathala, Bahala, and how to apply this in your life. I was really moved by the piece because I was already acquainted with Baybayin writing, but had no idea how far Baybayin writing and the word Bahala, Bathala extends into our culture and the entire ties of Filipino spirituality before the Spaniards came and introduced Dios and the Christian religion. Bathala, the supreme being of the ancient Filipinos, has practically been forgotten by most, as well as Baybayin. So Bathala, the original God, and Baybayin, the original script, they both share a similar faith. They've been replaced with Catholicism and English letters, and I'm not trying to put dirt on anyone's personal religious beliefs or lack thereof, but part of the Spaniards' colonization tactics was to make the Filipino believe that their native culture, their native gods, their native selves, their original selves is ugly, and that they should look to the higher power that is the Spaniards and obey and follow whatever they do, whatever they look like, and whatever they say, and whatever they believe. So the Bathala Project is a celebration of so many things. The Bathala Project is a celebration of self-realization. It's a celebration of cultural awareness, individuality, identity, pride in oneself. I see Baybayin more than just a writing system. I see it more than just a symbol of Filipino heritage. Though it can be used as a very strong symbol of Filipino heritage, if you see the cultural ties it has with our people and the spiritual ties it has and the ties of identity and who we are in the context of today's day and age, and also being a second-generation Filipino American, I see Baybayin as a symbol of truth. Proliferation of the Filipino culture is just a really dope collateral that goes with it. The definition of the Bathala Project, it's continually evolving, but at its core, It's essentially me, expressing myself as a Filipino, expressing myself as an American, as a son, as a brother, as a hip-hopper, as an artist, as an engineer. It's essentially me expressing myself and how I see the world as a second-generation Filipino-American hip-hopper non-stopper through Baybayin-centric artistic endeavors.
Your fondness with spoken word is interesting. Are you incorporating Baybayin into it, or were there any instances that Baybayin became your focus during one of your write, read, and recite sessions?
Well, at the MAFA 2009 conference, I did do a spoken word piece at the pre-show that had one line about Baybayin writing. So check it out. I am the indivisible individual, an American citizen with a Filipino spiritual, generating visuals in Baybayin, representing my Cabuay by any means necessary like Martin and Malcolm. But for the most part, I tend to keep Baybayin writing and my spoken word art as two separate entities. Making Baybayin art is a lot more fun than talking about making Baybayin art, and vice versa. I'd rather just do it. But just for fun, I did do a little rap song about Baybayin writing.
Fire fall back or get your teeth cracked.
It's that new juju Filipino crazy shit like Kufa, making pseudo kind of tattoo looking hella boo-boo. I thought you knew, fool. If you don't, you ain't styling, cause this is on the ancient shit. The script is called Baybayin, aka Alibata, but throw that in the lava, cause that term is on some baby shit like column bottles baba.
I hope to make a music video out of it sometime soon, so stay up on that.
The Bathala Project.